Hi, it's Mel here. This episode is brought to you by my online course, the PCOS Fertility Plan. If you are wanting to get pregnant naturally with PCOS, you're wanting to regulate your cycle, supercharge your fertility, and you are getting overwhelmed by how to do that, and you want to learn about how you can do that from somebody who's been doing it for years at this point and has helped so many people get pregnant, I think you're really going to enjoy my course. In it, I'm going to help you get to the bottom of why you are struggling to get pregnant, and I'm going to teach you all the things that you can do to overcome that in the simplest, easiest way possible. We're going to come up with a plan that you actually understand and that you can follow, and you have full access to me once you sign up to the course. You can email me anytime. I've put the link in the show notes, and don't forget to use the discount code PCOSGirls30 to get 30% off. Let's get into it.
And welcome back to the PCOS Girls podcast. I'm Melissa Christie from PCOS Fertility Support, and I'm here with the beautiful Bridget Warren from PCOS to Wellness. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about the first 5 things that we would do when diagnosed with PCOS. I mean, we were diagnosed a long time ago, and I would say these are not the first 5 things that I did.
No, definitely not mine. I wish.
But that's why this episode is existing. It's so that we can hopefully get to you and help you out, so that you can jump on some things that are actually going to be really impactful for you.
Yeah.
But also, if you were diagnosed a long time ago, this episode is still valid for you, because especially if you're sort of feeling a bit lost, or you want a bit of a reset, or you just want to focus in on some stuff that is really going to count, then I think this episode will be good.
100%. And I think that it's one of those things that even like myself personally, I wasn't even doing all these things until probably a year or 2 ago, if I'm being really honest with myself.
Dude, we do though. Like we learn and we get better.
Keep learning.
We do though. I think we really do get better at managing our PCOS over time. Like the more you learn, the more you understand it, the more you also understand yourself, because that's what really matters.
Yeah,
that's been a big lesson along the way, I think, is realizing.
It's a hard lesson.
Yeah, it is. But realizing, just tune into your own version of PCOS.
Yes. Yeah.
It will really change things. We're going to get into it, but how have you been? How's your week been?
Really good. I had my dancing debut on the weekend.
What? What?
I knew you would appreciate it.
What do you mean?
Oh my God, so funny. So, I mean, look, I'm lying a little bit, but also no, I never danced. I wasn't a child dancer. Like, I didn't do anything.
What is it?
My parents, like, tried to put me in ballet or something, and they did like 3 classes. They're like, this is not for you, girlfriend.
Oh.
So anyway, having a daughter, Willa, she just loves dancing and ballet, and she's been doing ballet for a couple of years now. She's 4, and her ballet school did this thing for their midwinter showcase. So it was called the Mummy and Daughter Dance, and we literally had to go, and it was opt-in. You didn't have to do it, right?
Okay.
So last year for the Christmas showcase, they did a daddy daughter dance, and it was so freaking cute. Like, it was the cutest thing ever. But the dads had like 5 trainings, like practices. They had like rehearsals. They did a full dress rehearsal, like with the whole thing. For the mums, they were like, hey, come in for an hour. We're going to teach you this really complicated dance, and then come back in 3 weeks and jump on the stage and do it, right?
That is high pressure.
That's high pressure. And for someone who's never danced, never done dancing on a stage, I was like, oh my God, this is too much. And so anyway, I went up on the stage and I performed a dance with Willa. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I had like I was watching the video. I had like notes of like, and then you twirl, and then you go back, and I was, so much. It went for like 3 minutes. Like, it was quite a long dance. Yes. Thank you for appreciating that. That's hard.
That's a lot. That is hard.
And some of the mums you could tell had done ballet. Like, they were like, they picked it up in 10 seconds. I had the beautiful like arms going, and anyway, I did it, and it was really fun.
You know what? That's not where I thought the story was going to go.
I know.
But it makes the most sense.
It was so cute. Yeah. I wanted it to sound like I started dancing, but I didn't.
You did make it sound that way. But I just think that like getting on stage and remembering a series of like getting on stage is already so nerve-wracking for most people, but actually having to have something to memory is crazy.
So crazy. And also because like Willa was taking it so seriously and I was like, if
I
I stuff this up, she's going to be so devastated.
Oh my God.
But we did it and I actually like quietly killed it.
Have you got it all on video, right?
I do.
Okay. Oh my God, you need to put it up.
That's never going up. I did a little snippet on my personal Instagram just to like, you know, show the world. But
put that on the PCOS.
I don't know about that. Maybe just like proof of life that I did it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Singing. I've been singing so much. I've also been on stage and I'm so happy about it.
But you were like legit performing.
I was. My band.
Not to 4-year-olds.
Well, there were 4-year-olds there. But no, I'm just so happy about it. Like my band has been gigging and I actually busked for the first time.
God, that is I could never.
There's this great little spot in my town called the Buskers Bench, and you can set it up there and everything. Yeah, it's really good. And I busked for 2 hours, which means I have 2 hours of material, which I didn't realize. So I'm so happy. I'm like,
did you make money?
I did. I made $80.
Oh, nice!
I was really happy. I hadn't even thought about the money factor because I was just so like, cool, I'm going to play all my songs that I can play. I wonder how long I can play for. That was what was on my mind.
Yeah.
And then I like, I've got to set up like a guitar case for collecting money. And then people put money in and I was like, oh my God, money.
That is such a fun little thing.
It was good. It was a little Tuesday morning before I started teaching.
Crazy. I'm so impressed that you would put yourself out there and do that. That's
me too.
Amazing.
So am I. And I started learning the piano last year and I haven't really been gigging much with my own stuff while I've been learning because I've been like, I don't think I want to play the ukulele much anymore. I want to put it all to piano. Oh. And so I've just been squirreling away at home, like learning my songs on piano and learning the piano. So this has kind of been the first couple of weeks where I'm like playing the piano in public with my songs. So I'm really proud. I'm
well
stoked.
done.
Yeah.
Look at us, performers.
I know. On stage, we're so brave.
Lol at me. Anyway.
Okay, let's get into it. All right.
Number one, I can start off. So, I mean, what I thought would be really helpful is if I was to go back in time, something I wish I would have known is that there are different, we're going to call them types, root causes, whatever, of PCOS. I didn't know this. Did you know this when you were first?
No, not for years.
Not for years. This is one of the things I have learned like more recently, you know, and when I say probably in the last like 4 years that's been on my radar. Prior to that, didn't know this was a thing. So we have these different, I'm just going to call them types, but people might call them root causes or I don't know, what else would you call it? Drivers, that's a great one. Yeah. So the main ones we've got are insulin-resistant PCOS, adrenal PCOS, inflammatory PCOS, and post-pill PCOS. So there's 4 drivers that so I don't even think a lot of doctors know about it. I think it's just something that's sort of become more talked about over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I also think there's this conception that you have one of them, just one of them.
And I think that comes from it being called a type. So you think you've got a type.
A type, which makes logical sense. But I think be very reassured that you can absolutely have a crossover of 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of them.
All of them.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. We have done deep dives on these types. So they're in the archives. We can probably find links to them and pop them in the show notes. But really helpful to know because if you are dealing, let's say, with insulin resistant PCOS, that is going to change a lot in terms of your diet and lifestyle, right? Adrenal, obviously, we're looking at stress. We're looking at how we can manage our cortisol. We can get that down. Inflammatory, again, a lot of it's diet related. It could be really ditching endocrine disruptors in your household, like so many things. And then post-pill PCOS, this is one that I wish I knew about because I absolutely, even though I still ended up having PCOS, PMOS, whatever we're calling it, I definitely had post-pill PCOS as well,
Yeah.
because my symptoms were really different in those first 3 to 4 months after coming off the pill than they were after that. So that would have been huge for me to know, because I would have treated that whole time frame really, really differently in hindsight.
Absolutely. Because I think the thing to understand is that PCOS is an umbrella term.
Yeah.
And it looks different for all of us. So it's very important that we actually find out what our body is doing, what our type is, whether that is multiple PCOS types or drivers or root causes or what, but it's really important you find out what it is for you.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of tackling this general concept of PCOS.
Yes, which is so broad.
It's so broad. But it really leads me into the second thing that we want to talk about today, which is testing. I think this is absolutely the best thing that you can do for your PCOS at any point along the way. But certainly when you're first diagnosed, you've probably had some testing. That would have probably been part of
your diagnosis
process.
Yep.
But there's plenty of things that we can test. And the brilliant thing about it is that these test results are going to help you uncover what your type or your drivers or your root causes of PCOS like Bridget said, we have episodes that deep dive into these. It's really nice to learn what tests to get, but also what symptoms, because there are certain symptoms that reflect each of the types as well. So we have got episodes that deep dive into that for you. You can find out exactly what to test, exactly what to look for, and what to do about it as well.
Yeah.
But testing can also reveal to us our hormonal imbalances, because each of those root causes that Bridget mentioned are going to have the flow-on effect of pushing hormones out of balance.
Yes.
And once those hormones get pushed out of balance, that is when we start to see symptoms arise. That's what causes the symptoms of PCOS. So we want to find out what hormones are out of balance, and some testing is going to help you to do that as well. And we also want to test some nutrients, because there's plenty of nutrient deficiencies that can make it harder for us to ovulate, and that people with PCOS commonly have, and especially if you're coming off the pill, like you mentioned before, like it really depletes us of so many nutrients. So getting some very thorough testing done is probably the biggest thing that we could recommend.
And I do think a lot of GPs and things like that will go test hormones, like quite, they'll, you know, that's much easier for them. Or they will agree to it much easier. But I feel like when you're asking for nutritional testing as well, that's when they start to get a little bit more resistant. So and this is the time to advocate for yourself when you're wanting to get those testing done. Also, like even thyroid and you know, just looking at the bigger picture. Go back and listen to our other episode we've done. But yeah, really knowing what you want going in does help, because that would have saved me a lot of time going back and forth and getting a million different types of tests in the very beginning too.
Absolutely. And we also have an episode that deep dives into testing as well. So we'll put that one in the show notes as well. But that kind of leads us into our next point that we wanted to talk about, which is all about building your support team. And it really is where what you just mentioned really counts. Like, it really is a time to advocate for yourself. I think getting diagnosed with any chronic health condition, whether it's PCOS, endometriosis, thyroid conditions, whatever it might be, I think you'll find that you end up having to become your very best advocate, because you realize nobody actually is going to be able to care about your health as much as you are, because you are impacted by your health more than anybody else.
Oh,
so, like, but literally,
if you're not going to advocate for yourself, no one else is. Literally. Yeah, it is actually, I think it was a really big step on my own journey, because I did have to make almost like a conscious decision, like, I'm actually just going to go in hard, and I don't care if I walk out looking like that annoying patient or that person who's questioning everything or thinks that they know more. Because it was my biggest fear, is like, I don't want to go in and they think that I think I know more.
Yeah, I know.
But
we're so
there
worried
was
about
many
that.
times that I actually think I did knew more, and which, you know, was because I had spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of my life researching this, and that's okay. But what is also okay for me to go in and say, this is what's going on, this is what I would like, and then see what they say. And it doesn't have to be aggressive, but you can absolutely go in assertive, and you can advocate for yourself and just be clear why.
Yeah, that's right. And if there's a lot of pushback from that doctor, the ultimate answer there can be that they're not the right doctor for you.
Exactly.
If they're not listening to you, if they're not respecting your worries, like at the end of the day, if we've learned a bunch about PCOS and we're experiencing all of these symptoms and we want to look into that further and we want to investigate and understand that, like it is our right to ask for help to do that, because we can't do that on our own.
No.
We need the doctors. Like they're super important. They're such an important part of the journey. But they have to realize that we're an important part of the journey as well. Yeah. And if the doctor that is in front of you is not really giving you that respect in that time of day, then that's where we have to advocate for ourselves. And what that can look like is going and finding another doctor.
That's exactly
and
right.
that is the hard and annoying part, because it takes time to find doctors and get in and make appointments. But I would say it is worth it. Every time. It is absolutely worth it, and it's a bit annoying for now, but it sets you up for the long term.
It does. And I think the whole point we wanted to make was like finding this team that really get you. They understand PCOS as a whole as well, and they are willing to stick with you for the long term, you know. And I think you'll pick that up pretty quickly when you first have a consult with someone. And this could be GPs, this could be naturopaths, this could be TCM practitioners. It's a kind of anyone you go see though, right? Like you could be going to the best Chinese medicine practitioner in the world, right? But if you're getting the vibe from them straight away that they're going to be like, well, here you go, take this, off you go, see you later, they're not your person.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with GPs. If they're kind of like, oh, here's a pill, off you go, come back to me when you want to get pregnant kind of thing, that's also probably not your person. So go with your gut. Yes. I think your gut tells you, but we want people genuinely interested in you, and you also need to be able to speak your truth to them as well.
Yeah. Do you know what I've always loved and noticed as a sign of a good practitioner is curiosity.
Yes.
If they are curious and interested in you and what is going on for you, it's such a nice sign, and it feels good. It's like, oh, I have someone in my corner that I can lean on a bit, and we're a team, and
That's actually so true. And like just questions that you're like, that's a strange question to ask, and then you can kind of see where they're putting this, like it's like a jigsaw, they're putting all these little puzzles together because they're trying to get a bigger picture, and you're like, oh my God, that makes sense why they asked that. Yeah, that's a great one. Curiosity. Love
I think so. And I think this is a good moment to mention that when it comes to PCOS, there are so many different ways that we can treat it. So first of all, it is absolutely something that we can manage. There are so many medicines out there for us. So when you're looking at building your support team, it's also looking at, well, what kind of pathway do I want to explore? And you can change your mind down the track. I have explored so many different ways of treating it. That's why we know so much about it.
But legit.
Yeah. And so I really like to think about it as there being a couple of different sort of roles your practitioners need to fill. And sometimes these roles could be filled by one practitioner, sometimes maybe a few. Yeah. So the first thing that I would be looking at is, okay, somebody has to order blood tests for me. I need somebody who can do that.
Yep.
So that could be a GP.
Yeah.
If you know, I really like Western medicine, I like pharmaceuticals, that's the route that I want to go down, then a GP can order blood tests. You also might want to be referred to an endocrinologist.
Yeah.
Or if you know you're on a fertility journey, then you might want to get referred straight to a gynecologist or OBGYN or fertility clinic. And then the people there, those doctors, can be the ones that order your blood tests. So that's one role to fill, and it can be sort of filled on that line. Or if you want to explore natural medicine and you know that when it comes to treatment you're going to want natural medicine, a natural health practitioner, lots of them can order blood tests for you.
Yeah.
However, you have to pay for it.
Yes, so and this is some don't now as well, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
I love that.
I think this is a new-ish thing, but I have noticed there's a naturopath near me that can now get like your tests covered, which is great.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody needs to find that unicorn.
Yeah, but it might just be certain tests. I'm not actually sure how that works, but I think it is changing, but something
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because the other role to fill, first role, someone to order tests. Second role to fill, someone to give you medicine. So you've got to choose what medicine you want. And so you might want natural medicine. We've got naturopaths, Chinese medicine practitioners, Ayurvedic practitioners, functional medicine practitioners. There's lots of options, and many of them can order tests for you. Maybe you've got to pay. Maybe you'll find someone where you don't have to pay. And then the other way we can order tests is online. There's actually some amazing possibilities online now as well. Yeah. A lot of them you still have to pay for, so it's not always a cheap option. There's some good ones in Australia that I know of where a lot of it's covered under Medicare, but it just kind of helps you cut out the middleman of seeing the GP.
Yeah.
But they
100%.
have GPs that work for them and they'll send you through a report with your results. So
I actually have on my website, I worked with a great company. We created the PCOS hormone testing kit, and literally you go on, you sort of talk about, I answer a few questions, and then they'll literally send you the referral. You can just go to your local pathology. It tells you like the ones you can go to, and then it gets sent off to a doctor in-house, and they will literally send it back to you with any notes or anything you need to know, which has been really helpful if you just want something simple, easy. Maybe it's more of a checkup, like a seeing where you're at, but you know, your markers, rather than like, oh, this is what I'm going to do as my diagnostic criteria. I probably wouldn't go down that route. But yeah, it's a good one. I do a couple of times a year just to see where I'm at, but there's so many good ones now. Yeah,
you're so right. That's so good. And I think you touched on something else really important there, which is looking forward. I think it's really good just being like, I am going to get my testing redone at least every year. I get it every 6 months.
Yeah. That's great. That's so good. Love that. Okay, quick little pause because I want to shout out today's episode sponsor, which also happens to just be me talking about my own brand. So bear with me because I genuinely do love talking about this. PCOS to Wellness is something that I built because I was done being dismissed about my own PCOS journey. I went deep on all things hormones, herbal medicine, and fertility. And by deep, I mean I went and created what I wish I'd had all along. 100% organic herbal tea blends, professionally formulated and made specifically for us. Our best-selling Sisterhood tea for hormone balance and fertility, Chaihood for blood sugar and reducing inflammation, Zenhood for stress relief and sleep, and of course our beautiful motherhood range for those of you on your conception or pregnancy and postpartum journeys. Because from the very beginning, I have just wanted this to be something that actually genuinely works, but is also something that can be affordable and accessible and just added into your everyday routine. And our reviews are incredible. We have reviews from thousands of women all around the world, and they still make me emotional to this day. Women talking about their cycles regulating, their skin finally clearing, their energy coming back, and of course, the little Sisterhood tea babies. Women who've been struggling with their fertility and have finally got a positive test. That is why I do this. That is what I love about it, and why I have continued to do this now for 7 years. If any of this is resonating with you, there is a link in our show notes, and you can use the code PCOSGirls20 for 20% off. All right, let's get back into the episode.
But building your support team also goes beyond the medical practitioners, you know, like this is a chronic health condition. We've got it for life. And I think that anytime you want to talk about it or you have a question about it, I think it's really nice if you have someone to turn to be able to talk about it or to ask a question. And so there's so many options for us, right? Like we can obviously have our family and our friends. It might be your partner, your mom, your bestie, someone else you know with PCOS, just someone in the real world who you can just chat to when you need to.
It's like venting almost.
It is.
Or having that soundboard or someone who can validate you. Yeah, I look at it as like almost like community, you know. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be part of like a PCOS, you know, group that you rock up to every week. I don't think that's necessary, but I think having someone who can really validate what you're going through. I think for me, it was when I started connecting with other people who were going through what I was going through. That's when I started to feel so much more seen and understood and less embarrassed by things. Absolutely. I think that was a big one for me. But yeah, finding that community can be anywhere, like you said, Mel, friend, family, online. This podcast, that's you and I, Mel, for each other, but also for anyone else listening. Like, you guys have us. We are your community. Yeah. We have the PCOS podcast Facebook group that I can never say because it's such a tongue twister.
It really is. Maybe we should change it. It's the PCOS Girls podcast community.
That's the one. Okay.
And it's just a free group on Facebook. You can ask any question in there. I jump in there as often as I can to answer questions.
But a lot of you are just talking to each other and chatting, and that's what that's for. It's just a really friendly group. And if you're looking for a safe place, that's a really nice one too.
It is. And you know, there's so many of us diagnosed with PCOS. You should not feel alone. Like, we don't want you to feel alone. If you're feeling alone, then that's where this comes in, because we don't need to. There are so many of us out there, and it is really comforting when you can relate to someone about your weird symptoms.
Amen, sister. It really is.
All right. The next thing we want to talk about is food. Food absolutely impacts our PCOS, impacts our symptoms, and we just think it's really important that you know that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I don't know what it was like for you. Actually, I think I do remember, but I jumped onto food pretty quickly after being diagnosed. It was sort of it was actually the first thing I looked into, and I did it before I saw anybody. I was like, I'm just gonna make some adjustments to the way I'm eating and see the impact that has, and then down the track, see how that's going. Maybe I need to see a naturopath, which I did end up seeing a naturopath. But it definitely actually kicked some stuff off. It actually helped me
100%.
a lot, just making some changes, because I mean, there's a lot of different aspects to it. And I mean, we have episodes all over this. Yeah. But there's lots of elements. It might not be what you think it is, but there's lots of different ways that food impacts PCOS.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that regardless, it's a great starting point, because it's something that we can do ourselves, and we can do it pretty easily. And I think if you're concerned about, or you're not really sure where to start, my number one tip, and I wish I knew this earlier on, is to crowd it out. I think this is such a great tip. So don't stress about don't go, I'm just going to cut everything out, or I can't have rice, or I can't have whatever. Look at your plate and go, okay, look, I've got protein here, I've got fat, I've got carbs, I've got veggie, whatever. Go, what can I do to crowd this plate out? So maybe I'm just having a little bit less of that, simple carb, or, maybe I switch out my oils to an olive oil rather than a seed oil that I'm using. Little things like that, but crowding your plate out with as many amazing vegetables and whole foods as possible. Yeah. You actually can't go wrong. It's a nice, simple way to start.
I agree. I really like that one, and I really like it because it's about adding.
Adding, not
to
restriction.
The plate instead of restriction, which is just the conversation so often.
Yeah.
And we need to know our own body before we can restrict anything. We might not need to restrict anything.
Yeah.
And so we are all different. Just because someone cutting out carbs really worked for them doesn't mean you have to cut out carbs.
No,
that might be wrong for you. It might be that you need to increase your protein, or you need to add more fiber to your meal, or more healthy fats.
Yeah. And I actually think this is where so many women, unfortunately, we get led down this wrong path, is because we instantly go, my food's wrong, so I restrict.
Yeah, exactly.
And that sucks, because that is why so many of us don't, that's one of the biggest reasons people lose their menstrual cycle.
Yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
And you and I have both been impacted by this. We have both gone down a path of restriction that hasn't been good. And that's we really are speaking from a place of it's not.
You don't have
ideal.
to do that. Yeah.
No, please don't do that.
Exactly.
And any kind of food restrictive practices, whether it's cutting out a macro of some kind or limiting when you eat or whatever it might be, I would absolutely encourage you to get personalized advice before doing something like that. Speak to a nutritionist or a dietitian and find out what your body needs, because it's not going to be the same as Kelly's on TikTok.
Absolutely right. And I think the moral of this was just that know and understand that what you eat and the food you're putting into body will affect your symptoms and your PCOS management. So it's just a really nice one to know, and don't be scared of it, but just know that is going to have some sort of effect, whether it's positive or negative. We're hopefully positive.
Yes. I think the other two really big things under that is balancing your meal. That's been probably, in terms of just lifelong health, I feel like that has been the best thing I have learned. Is really try to have some protein, some fat with your carbs. I still eat carbs almost every meal, pretty much.
Same.
For me, it's all three are on that plate.
Yeah.
So that was really nice for me, and it also just feels, it's kind of like the crowding out thing. It just doesn't feel hard. It's It
No.
was, for me, it was adding. I was like, oh, I needed more protein.
I was exactly
I
the
needed
same,
more fat,
Mel,
so,
which is
yeah.
crazy. I know.
Yeah.
But like, look, if that's two of us saying that was our case, I'm sure there's so many more that
That's
are in
right.
the same boat. Yeah.
And the other thing I would just throw in there is getting nutrients-dense foods. Like foods that are real powerhouses, like, it's adding
Yeah.
to the plate, you know.
adding.
Fermented foods,
Yeah.
really vibrantly coloured
Coloured,
foods.
yeah.
Like choose the red cabbage over the green cabbage.
Yes.
Because it's got more antioxidants in it. Things like that.
Try to get your local produce because it's likely going
Yeah.
to be fresher and more nutrient dense and probably has
Yeah.
less pesticides and, you know, all these things. It's just, I mean, honestly, I could talk about this for a long time, but we won't. We're moving on.
The last one that we wanted to talk about is really just, and I think it's because this has been such a big part of our journey, but really looking at rituals or routines, things, practices that you can bring into your day that are sustainable,
Yeah.
that can help your PCOS.
Yeah, I think this was a big thing for me, was realizing that doing the 25 million different things, these huge things, throwing money at a wall, seeing a million different practitioners, like, awesome, but I can say very, very confidently now, the thing that has made the biggest difference to my overall management of PCOS and essentially my life is the small little things I do every single day. Those tiny little habits and the rituals that I've made a part of my life that now just feel so seamless and easy. Those are the things that have made the longest term difference, and I will continue to do probably for the rest of my life. I'm going to say, well, for a long time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There are things that I've been doing, and I've been doing them for years now. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about PCOS, and which I wish I had known from the start, is just how many lifestyle practices there are that actually have an impact on PCOS, actually benefit us, actually can improve our symptoms and our hormones and everything. Help us to regulate our cycle. It is really crazy. We have lots of episodes on it.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you look at those sorts of rituals that you have built into your life, those habits, are a lot of them to do with kind of coming back to basics? Because for me, they are. Because, I think the thing I've come to understand about PCOS over the years is just how much it is impacted by the modern world that we live in. Like, you know, blue screens in front of our faces all the time, working indoors. A lot of us are sedentary all day, not having our feet on the ground, not seeing sunshine, not getting enough sleep, eating really processed, like lots of processed foods that are covered in, you know, lots of chemicals, endocrine disrupting chemicals in the home. There are so many things that are part of the modern world that are actually really impacting us. And I think a very important and powerful thing we can do is just see in what parts of our life can we just tweak it a little bit so we're a little bit back to nature, a little bit back to the way maybe we would have been living a few hundred years ago. Don't get me wrong, PCOS has been around a long time, but I just know that if I was living riverside, sitting under a tree, foraging, I would be probably PCOS free.
Yeah, and it's coming back to basics. It's almost feeling, and actually a big thing for me has been learning to habit stack as well. So like, here's a really easy one that I do. So I wake up, I try to avoid my phone first thing in the morning. So I'm trying to avoid that waking up to blue screen because that was a bloody toxic habit I had. I get up, I try to within an hour, I try to do this all within an hour of waking up. And sometimes I can't do it because kids or it's horrific weather outside, but I literally wake up, I will make myself a cup of sisterhood tea. So I have my herbs, don't have to be sisterhood tea, whatever herbs you want that are beneficial to you. And I start to make my breakfast and then I walk outside. So I'm outside, I'm in the morning sun, shoes off if I can. I walk down, I check the chickens, I'm outside in the sun, I'm drinking my herbs, I'm barefoot, I walk back up to the house, 10 minutes outside, in the sunshine, earthing, drinking my tea. I've just done 3 great things in 10 minutes, you know? And that was so easy. And I come back and have breakfast. And
you've done it in a way that's actually realistic, because the important thing to note is, if I was down living by the river under a tree, like, awesome, but not realistic.
No, not realistic.
Could never.
We wish.
And so it has to fit into your life. And I think you just gave a really great example of how to do that. I have a similar one. I brush my teeth outside every morning.
Yes,
It's the first thing
I
I
love
do.
that.
I always get up, first thing I do, brush my teeth outside, so I know I'm getting my morning sun. If nothing else happens,
If
I
nothing
know
else
I've
happens,
gotten
you did that.
And
Yeah.
that has such an incredible impact, as we know, on our sleep and our metabolism and so much. So I think for me, it's helpful to look at these sort of basic and essential parts of life: nutrition, body movement, sleep,
Yeah.
and kind of like homeostasis, like happiness,
Yes, balance.
contentment,
Yes.
nervous system
Love that.
regulation,
Homeostasis. Let's
connection.
bring that word back.
Yeah,
Where'd that go? I love it.
But these are the things that I think are really good to consider.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be perfect. We
Nope.
are just moving the needle. What's a little, like body
Little
movement.
bit. Yeah.
Body movement.
Body
What's
movement.
something
The
that you
walk.
can do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. The other thing is so simple. Don't skip breakfast. Make
Yeah.
that extra 15 minutes in the morning so you have time. Because I think that is 90% of mums that I'm talking to, they're not
Yes.
having breakfast, right?
No.
Do you know the game-changing thing that would happen if you actually ate a really balanced breakfast in the morning? It's going to change everything for you, particularly if you have PCOS, particularly if you have insulin resistance. It's going to change everything because you're not going to have those big sugar spikes and dips and then be craving and then binge eat. Like, it's game changer.
Exactly.
That one little thing in
Yeah.
the morning.
Having enough protein at breakfast can balance your blood sugar levels through the morning, through lunch, and into the afternoon.
It's insane.
So most of the day, like, taken care of because you ate breakfast.
Game
with protein.
changer. Yeah. So simple. And so even to
Yeah.
the point of like a wind down routine, you know, for me, that's
Yes.
either having a sauna, literally a shower. It could be a shower, cup of tea, little bit of dark chocolate, bed.
Yep. Yep, agree. Like switching over to reading a book instead of
Yep.
looking on your phone right before bed. There's little things that are just going to just take you a little
going
bit
to the
closer.
bed, like trying to make your bedtime routine similar time every night. That does wonders, you know. Like if you go, I'm going to try to go to bed between 9:30 and 10 every night.
Yeah.
That's going to change. Your whole body's going to go into a more rhythmic state. Like it's such little things, guys. These are the things, if you can do them consistently, and these are just our things. You might have way better things that you can do with your time, but these are our little tweaks that have made such big differences. And I call them rituals because that sounds so beautiful to me, but literally it's just like doing common sense things.
They're just like sweet little habits. Honestly, I think me this year is a perfect example of it. My cycle is so regular and it's been regular all year. And really the biggest change that I made is that I changed my job. And I just feel a lot more content in life. And I think the stress has just like leaving me, even though I now have an extra business. I don't know what that's
Technically more stress, but
I think it's connection. Like these, seeing friends has really, I think it's improved my quality of life. I think that it's helped my nervous system. I have a little habit. I have a little thing go off on my phone at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. every day to tell me to do something to help my body, my nervous system regulate. Usually for me, it's a physiological sigh. It takes 10 seconds. And I just know, okay, I've done something that's just helping my body be like, rest and digest. You don't need to be in fight or flight.
that's so good.
Yeah, just little things
Little
like this.
things.
Little things.
Yeah, little things. I love that. I mean, so simple. Sounds so simple. We know sometimes it's not as simple as it sounds, but it kind of can be if you just switch the way you think about things. You don't have to go grand and big and chuck millions of dollars at something. Start here. Start with this little thing. Go today. Go do something now. Go for a little 20-minute walk. There, done.
Honestly, it can be that simple.
Yeah, love that.
Well, thank you for listening, guys. As always, just so happy that you're here.
We love you. Thanks for being here.
Wherever you're listening to us, if you can write a review if you're enjoying the podcast, that would really help us out. Thank you so much. And we are now doing a video podcast. If you're just listening, you could be watching. We're over on YouTube.
You could be watching Mel glitch every 5 minutes, which is what I'm seeing.
What is going on? I'm
But they're
just
funny.
so hopeful that like it's just our experience. And
Oh my God, you're glitching right. You literally glitched
God.
holding your fingers. But it's fun. You've always got fun facial expression. I love it.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.